Pedro like Papa Echo Delta Romeo Oscar, and my location is about 35 kilometers south from Lisbon, the capital city of Portugal. So one more time, and thank you so much for picking up my call. You are also making a very nice trip back here to Portugal. Very nice signal, almost 20 on top of 9. And yes, absolutely an amazing audio coming into my headphones. Victor Oscar 1, Golf Whiskey Kilo, Charlie Sierra 7 Alpha Golf November. Go ahead.
Charlie Sugar 7 Alpha Golf November, Mr. Pedro, VO1GWK. Well, many thanks, Pedro, for the kind compliments. Always much appreciated. Well, you also sound very nice in my headphones. Very smooth, just like FM, just like Fox Mike. Beautiful tone. Pedro, tell me, what type of equipment? What are you doing there? Over.
Roger that, Glenn. Okay, thank you so much also for the flowers. Okay, the transceiver I'm using, it's a Ken with 870. And I'm using also a microphone from Heil, the Papa Radio 781. And I have some external equipment from Behringer to make the EQing of my audio. I'm pushing about 100 watts into a X-beam antenna pointing towards your direction. This is pretty much my working conditions. And by the way, I realize that you are Mr. Glenn that were so kind to share with me by email the settings of your audio gear. Go ahead.
Yes, that's correct, Pedro. That's correct. I've spoken with several stations with the name Pedro, with the same name. As my name is here in Canada, quite popular here in Canada, and Pedro is a very popular name in Spain and I think Portugal as well. But yes, I sent you some settings, and I hope they worked out okay for you, Pedro. We're still running the 870 today, and running about 2 kW at the moment, about 2,000 watts, and still running the Heil PR40 microphone. And this morning we're only using just one box. I'm using an Avalon, a 737, just one processor. So that's all we're using here today, Pedro. But you sound great. You sound fantastic to me. Charlie Sugar 7, Alpha Golf November, VO1GWK.
Victor Oscar 1, Golf Whiskey Kilo, Charlie Sierra 7 Alpha Golf November returning for you. Okay, I'll copy. Very, very nice working conditions, and let me say congratulations. They are making a wonderful job for you. Okay, it's a very, very, very nice and pleasant to listen such a sounding station like yours, my good friend Glenn. And thank you so much again for sharing with me your settings. They were quite useful for me. I already have my audio rack configured, but it was quite just a comparing point for me. Okay, I'm not using precisely the same settings as yours because I have a different audio rack. I have different pieces over here. So, but it was quite a good comparison point for me to see if I was going on the right direction. So, and by your words, I think yes, I'm definitely going on the right direction. Even so, I have some more room to improve. Okay, Glenn, my audio gear, just to let you know, I'm using all Behringer equipment. And the first piece of the audio rack, it's the mic preamplifier. It's the mic 2200. Next, I have the UltraCurve Pro and DEC 2496. And I have also the Sony Exciter XX 3040. At the end, I have the Virtualize Pro, and all that come to a Behringer mixer before it goes to the radio. Between the audio rack and the radios, I'm using also the iPlus box from W2IHY. So this is pretty much my working conditions. Victor Oscar 1, Kilo, Whiskey, Kilo, Charlie, Sierra 7, Alpha Golf, November. Go ahead.
Yeah, CS7AGN, VO1GWK. Well, my compliments, Pedro. You're doing a wonderful job. And your Behringer equipment is working super fine for you. Absolutely fantastic for you. And you are correct, Pedro. You know, it's very difficult to use somebody else's settings because we all have different voices and we pronounce things a little differently. You know, we have different frequency response. Not only the frequency response, but we have the overall tone of our voices are all different. Very few people sound identical. But I've sent some settings to one friend of mine, and they worked fantastic for him. But other people, they didn't work at all. So it all depends on the microphone, the type of radio, you know. And if you're using a sonic exciter, well, that changes the harmonics. And, you know, it's just basically a starting point to look at to see if you're somewhere within the ball game. Basically, that's all it is. So, well, good luck. You sound fantastic. Okay, Pedro, I'm going to maybe take a break for a few moments, but great to hear from you. I'm not sure if we've worked before. I know we've communicated by email a number of times, but I'm not sure if we've ever worked before, but it's a privilege indeed. Charlie Sugar 7, Alpha Golf November, VO1GWK, over.
Okay, VO1GWK, Charlie Sierra 7, Alpha Golf November returning. Okay, thank you so much for this QSO. It was very, very nice and very pleasant for me. So, and I'm looking forward to meet you again. Maybe next time we can share a little more ideas about audio and radio and stuff. Okay, thank you so much. Take care, my good friend. All the best for you and for your family. And greetings from Portugal. Thank you so much again. 73 and have a nice weekend. Victor Oscar 1, Golf Whiskey Kilo, Charlie Sierra 7 Alpha Golf November, clearing the frequency for you. Bye-bye, 73.
Okay, Pedro. 7-3, God bless, and enjoy your contacts. You sound wonderful, and I don't think there's anybody going to deny that. You sound fantastic, and I wouldn't change anything. You sound great here to me. Have a great day, Pedro, and please drop by more often. Charlie Sugar 7, Alpha Golf November, VO1GWK. We're going to go QRT, 7-3.
Bye-bye, 73. Thank you so much.
Hotel Victor, how are you tonight?
Good morning, Michael. Good morning. Good morning. I'm pointing east, but I can hear you fine. Go ahead.
Not a problem. Anyway, I just thought I would get in here and say good morning to you right before you left. I had just turned this on a couple minutes ago, and I guess right when Paul signed out, and then I had a little problem here, so I had to reboot everything, and I guess by the time I got back on the air, Paul was gone. But anyway, all is good here, and I think we got a light rain, kind of a little on the cool side, but nevertheless, like I said, all is good. VO1GWK, K3XE.
Well, Michael, let me tell you, I would presume if I was pointing your direction, you'd be 60 dB over 9, because you're 20 over 9 on the backside of the antenna. And, boy, if I turned it around, you'd be whopping powerful. But, unfortunately, I can't get the antenna turned around. I still don't have that rotor on. I got a new rotor sitting in a box over a year now. And still procrastinating, if you follow me. Well, beautiful day here today. A little bit on the chilly side, but it's absolutely gorgeous and not a breath of wind. And by the way, you sound very, very nice today. I think you've been fiddling. Go ahead.
No, not well. More with volume than anything. Well, wait a minute. Yes, I did. I pulled down one of the on the split band processing. I kept getting a almost like an echo effect. Not that it was ever being heard by anybody else. And because of all the recordings that I've ever had here, I've never noticed it. But on the other receiver that I have here, the Kenwood, I kept noticing it. And I'm like, what the heck is this sound? And I didn't know what the heck it was. I kept looking at other things. But here on the split band processing on one of the high ends, I just brought it down like 2 dB. And it went away. But I really don't, if it did anything, it might have smoothed. I don't really know what it doesn't sound like it was any different. It just took this echo out of my other receiver. But, like all the recordings you ever sent me, it was never there. So I don't know. But other than that, I've just been playing around with some volumes here. Glenn, that's been about it. Over.
Well, you're certainly louder. It seems like, to me, it seems like your duty cycle is much more potent than what I was hearing you before. And the average, let me see, the average peak to peak is much stronger. I'm hearing your low end about equal to your top end on the peak. So you got things set up very nicely. But you definitely got a little bit more energy in the low end, around 60 hertz, 70 hertz, than what I've heard on you before. Over.
Yeah, that's probably the band, Glenn, and probably being that it's in the morning. I got my morning voice on. But the average, I'm running more power. I had cranked it up a bit. So that part of it, you're going to hear a little bit differently. I normally don't run it up this high, but I was playing around with the amplifier, so I'm not going to say anything. But anyway, all's good, man. All's good, and you're sounding good here too. Even with the antenna east, at one time you were 10 over, and sounding good, man. VO1GWK K3XE.
Yeah, kilowatt 3 X-ray echo. VO1GWK. I think Paul may be on the side as well, still listening there. But I can't get much more out of this 870 mic than what I'm doing. It's only stock. And it's not compatible with the amount of headroom, that you have available. All my headroom is maximized, and really, that's not good. I don't like to maximize anything when it comes to audio. You should have lots of headroom left. The same with using a linear amplifier. You want to leave loads and loads of headroom to have a real good clean signal. Now, I'm running my amp a little bit hard this morning. I'm running maybe just a tad over 2,000 watts. And that's a little more than half power. This amplifier will do around 3,800 watts, and that's really peak. I don't know how long it would hold it. I've never tried it, but it certainly wouldn't do the amplifier any good, put it that way. So I never run my amps more than half power and leave myself a bit of headroom. But my point being is that when you have a radio such as you do, with that much headroom available, you know, you're definitely going to, have the potential of sounding much better than somebody running flat out. Go ahead.